Good day and welcome to Lifestyle League, and my name is Sathama Fokate, and today I'm chilling with Thembi T, a musician and philanthropist. I had to make sure I spell it right.
Philanthropist. Okay.
Njani okay?
Kiting okay.
Kidding. Wow, you get so soft in your I don't know musicians that are soft. If you start behaving like that, I know that you're not going to sell records. So please be a musician. Try what? Yeah, people are.
Loud.
I'm trying to get that Sotho accent. Say it again. Can do medicine then?
Even make you sekili all over the
Wow.
show.
Beautiful. Or you want us to open with a song?
Oh, Kibine.
I thought you were singing. I thought you said, oh, Kibine. Okay. Oh, nice.
Yes. Yeah, best friend.
Yeah.
Yes. It goes like this. It's a love song.
Yeah.
So it's entitled Luyavuta.
Luyavuta.
Yeah, Thando Luyavuta.
So today we're opening with a song. It's up to you.
Okay, it goes like Thando Luyavuta vuta vuta. Kliziyo yam iyavuma vuma vuma. Yeah, you hook.
Hey, ngene wesiphala phala. Hey,
yes.
What? Uyangishaya ding dong. Guys, let's welcome Thembi T. All right, Mar.
Right.
Number one, you're a musician and you are also doing other things apart from being in the music industry.
Yes.
How long have you been in the music industry? And who's Thembi T? Because
okay.
I know you were born in Mondio.
Yes.
Ne? All right. Yeah,
okay.
please.
Thembi T was born in Mondio, then after a separation yabazali.
So we model C kahle.
Ngipuma from ghetto.
And then Mondio ngena kanjani? Okay.
That's where I grew up before I even went to Val, like Dallas Torres. Yeah, so Thembi T, my original name, Nomathemba. My father's name is Vanga. Then my mom's name is Muloyi. And then there's Tshabalala also.
No. You can't have three surnames.
Yo, like South Africa,
It's Vanga, it's Muloyi and Tshabalala.
Yeah, but
how does that happen?
Okay, the Vanga one is my father's name.
Yes.
The Muloyi, it's my mom.
Oh, the other one is...
Yeah, mara ngizositshintsha futhi.
The Tshabalala one?
Yes. Yeah,
so you are not going to call yourself Thembi T anymore?
Still, it's not about the surname.
I'm just double checking.
And then Thembi.
I get maybe the new one will say I want V or X, Thembi X or something.
No, I can't. So yeah, Thembi was born. The name Thembi came from the singing part. You know, from school you'll sing, then you'll have a stage name, and then it became popular more than Nomathemba. And then when we moved to Val mostly Tsotho speaking people, and Nomathemba was a long name. So Thembi, that's how. And also it became a stage name. Yes.
You worked with a great musician.
Yes.
I call him a genius, Ujonina. Okay. How do you get spotted by Ujonina? Because it's not easy to work with Jonina.
Okay, yeah. Okay, coming back to the foundation side, what the foundation does also, like most musicians, Mabanama shows and everything, the foundation will see a need. Where there's a need, will feel the need. So I was doing a catering, we show as a baseline that was organized by Women in Music, because I was also on the board of Women in Music by then.
Women in Music, is it Tiwe and them?
Yes.
Yes.
So now, slow speaker lapha speaker. So ngithi abantu masiluku pheka nyana siyacula nyana kanti lo kangilandela ngasemuva ngilalela yabo.
Bani Jenny?
Yeah, and then wathi after show wathi can I have your numbers? And then I just gave my numbers. And then I think he was checking my status. There's one thing, I was playing the piano.
So you can even play the piano?
Yeah,
wow.
So then when he saw that, then he sent me a message, which can we talk? And I'm like, okay.
So when we are phana njengamanamba nje. What if you wanted to talk something nyana? Nayo le. Hey wena na. Okay.
We are living in another world. No more yala. Yeah. So then he called me and like, I want us to sing Zingoma. I'm like, how? And I said, sing Zingoma, you know? And then, okay, cool. It didn't even take long. He was like,
So
"I've
you're
got a-"
doing catering. You know there are 3 roles you can play as caterer.
Yes.
You can be a service provider.
Yes.
You can be the cook.
Yes.
You can be the waitress.
Yes.
What were you?
I've been pitizela kuzo zonke. I've got a team
Okay.
that I
Oh,
work
but it
with,
was a
But I
company.
was there, yes.
Okay.
We had a team that was doing all the work, but just being there, making sure everything is fine. Ngifake into zamachef nyana, ne-apron, yabo. So, yeah, I was doing all of those. So
Yeah.
then I gave him a number. Then he called me, like I explained, after a week, I said, can we meet? And the timing by then, on the other side of, okay,
Yeah. But you were still married by then.
yeah, mara
So pisana ngama number, but you are married. Hey, well.
But anyway.
Oh, that's why it was easy
yeah,
to give out
no,
numbers.
don't-
I'm just double checking.
No,
Okay.
not that way. Don't put it that way. Because I also do other business except this. So sharing numbers for me, it's very important.
It
'cause
comes
that's
with
how
the
you network.
territory.
Yes.
Yes.
So then we met, and then I was like, I wrote, I've got a title. So go do your verse. I've got my verse already. I'm like, hey, man.
So quick, yeah.
How baking and then I was like, okay, then, but we kept on communicating and blah, 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 like trying to know each other better. You know, when you work with somebody, you need to know at least the basics and stuff. And then we did that. Science in Gomale, I wrote my verse, then the chorus, then sa lungisa lapho nalapho, and yeah.
So you didn't stay for too long in the music industry, basically.
I've been
Because it sounds like you do it, but you are not
Yeah,
really
not
as passionate as
yeah.
compared to the other role that you play as a
I studied
philanthropist.
become accounting, marketing, even psychology, but I've never
What?
practiced
Wait,
all
whoa,
those.
whoa, 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 whoa. Ish. I love educated people.
Ooh,
What did you do?
I studied become accounting.
Become accounting?
Yes. Then clinical psychology.
Clinical psychology?
And then the marketing generally.
Marketing.
Yes.
So, okay, you know the numbers. If I get head now, you can advise what I should do.
Yes.
And on another hand, you are also a marketer.
Yes.
And you ended up starting your foundation.
Yes.
Very
Yes.
interesting.
A foundation as you
But before we get to the
okay.
foundation,
Yeah.
how do you get to study all these 3 different things? Because normally, you know, when somebody goes into accounting or marketing, they might be having a certain passion, but the parents want them to do something.
Okay.
So how did you end up doing this? Because all of them are business related.
Yes. Okay. The first one, which is become accounting, the late Mam Sibongile Khumalo, she was like kind of mentoring me because most of her song I would sing exactly. So if maybe Bamfunile, like for my lullabies and she's not available, she will give people my contact.
Wow.
And then even no Mom Dorothy, after my mom passed away, she became like my mom. So I went to Wits, to study music because she really inspired me on that. Plus, she was a lecturer. And then to find out that, it's okay. So if we ask you to choose like Pela, that's how. But from school, I was a math and science student. And then from there,
How old are you, Maushat? Ah.
University.
You see, the whole room went, okay.
Yeah,
High school when. Okay.
And then plus my background the church. Ne?
Yes.
So my church and the church here, okay. And then
So arranged marriage kind of
yeah,
setup.
kind of. But
How nice is that? You don't make an effort, they just come to you.
I didn't have an ex, it was the first. So for me, you know, and before Nani, what happened is we met to go Joy of Jazz once. So it was not a matter of go to Saka Yenje Gumfundis. And then
So Boshate Numfundis. Oh, okay.
he was also in the music industry.
Oh,
Just
okay.
I cannot say who. Yes. So
Oh, famous country. Okay. We'll get there. Don't worry. Yes.
yeah, so Maseng Shadiwe nga university, then after some years, now what I did, because now you just push your passion, babe. And I was like, I've got a passion near my orphanage home and stuff, so we'd go there, different orphanage homes, and then Masbona in need, then we'll help. But we'll help in terms of also teaching them how to play drums. We had another friend, Tshabalala violin. We'll go as a team and then see a teacher. So
you were a
drawing,
community-based couple
kind
that
of,
cared for her.
kind of, yes.
Wow.
Yeah, so in the interim, I studied part-time, the other ones, a UNISA, and then even the marketing, a Ngenzekon and I. So that's how I was able to have all these things in that short
But have
space
you
of time.
worked for another company or you just studied and...
Yes, I did. I worked several roles as a regional manager, in civil role. And then after about 2 years, we're saying travel like a cool, because when they're opening the branches, I'm there with the auditors and stuff like that. And then he proposed to Guti, I'll pay double. So just leave the work. Yo,
Tata.
ngayenza
So he
kanti,
paid double for
yo.
you.
Yeah,
Hey.
just to sit at home. But it gave me more time to, because this nabantwana futhi, daughter zami eziningi yazini. So I did that. I started the foundation because of the need that I saw when we went to one orphanage home, and then he was very supportive. Then that's how I stopped. Then there was a company that requested me to be a marketing manager part-time, and I did well even there, but it was part-time kind of a thing, and he was not happy still to say, but we agreed on this.
So he made you have this passion for philanthropy.
Yes.
So he
I had
made
it.
you
I'm
fall in
from-
love with it.
I think I had it also because I'm from a background where my mom on Sunday will just cook with big pots. And they're like, who's coming? Like, no, sabiza abantwana basestradeni, bazodla.
Wow.
Yeah, so sharing is being in me. That is why it comes naturally.
So when did you start the foundation?
The foundation started 2015. That's when we started it. And then, like I said, when I went to the orphanage home, I saw a need, sebapha a skill, but balambile, and others are not motivated. So when you check the foundation, it's all about 3 pillars, which is feeding the heart, feeding the mind, and feeding the tummy. So when you talk about feeding the heart, you're talking about motivational talk shows, podcasts, things like
That's
that.
the heart.
Yes, anything to do with motivational or counseling. Then when you talk about feeding the tummy,
mind.
the
Let's
mind,
go to the mind
the
as
mind,
well.
yeah. The mind is skill transfer. Any
Okay.
skill that anybody brings, we are able to organize the audience and the space so good to you transfer it.
Okay.
So the past 2 years, we've been busy intense, yeah. The
Which is
graduates a
feeding the
lot.
mind.
Yeah, it
And
falls
then
under
feeding the tummy,
Then the feeding
obviously.
the tummy, it's sharing food parcels. Ama-soup kitchen ey'kolweni, kunabantwana abangakera ngithi. And then, yeah, even families. Specifically, it started with families of the known artists who are not gigging like now and then. So uthola ukuthi umntana kwabani bani kunento. So we'll make sure ukuthi monthly kunama basics.
So you are only 10 years old, or you're about to turn 10,
Yeah.
you know, as TMBT Foundation. But you have already fed more than 40,000 people,
Yes.
you know, which for me is a record and very impressive, and which made it more interesting for me to sit with you, because I'm sure there are more other aspirant people out there that would like to be like you. How do you survive with an NPO or NPC, non-profit organization, in doing these things?
If you want to survive with an NPO, it's going to be very difficult. That is why, as people, you need to use all your skills, things that you're gifted with.
Yeah, but the fact
So-
is, when I say NPO, I'm
Yes.
saying in terms of non-profit. You're not making
non-profit.
profit.
Okay,
Yes.
I've never applied for any funding because of everything that we get a request.
But me
I
and
was
you
able
know
to-
that manna from heaven
Yeah, it doesn't
exist now.
Yeah, now
It
now it's
existed
different.
then, but
yes.
now.
Yeah, now
So
it doesn't. Yeah.
Where do you get all these things?
I've got companies that they've been partnering.
Aha,
Yes.
those funders.
Yeah, but abangiphi imali.
Yes, but they're feeding the people.
Ufuna ini? Yabona, they don't. I've never received like a financial sponsorship, which is something
Oh.
that for 2025 we are looking into, due to the projects and other things that the campaigns that we need to engage ourselves into. So there's companies that they've been partnering with us for years, but from those companies, one thing that I've learned, there was a time William I think this I must say it, William Nicole.
Yes.
William Nicole.
Is it now not called
Mandela? Winnie
yes,
Mandela.
Winnie Mandela.
So the time I'm about to go to this is William Nicole. I was rocking my ANC duku, and then Mom Ramaphosa saw me. We were excited. We took pictures and Novula. So Media 24 requested to use my photo for that, but because the duku was so nice. Forgetting what would have got.
So you were resembling Mamwini that day because you can see you got the attention.
So forgetting if you are working as a community person, you're not supposed to represent any party. So I lost like big companies. Like I got emails like, we saw like you're proud to belong to this party. And when I made my research after, okay, obviously mostly a party which is DA. So it was like cool, it was painful, it was a lesson which is I want people who are also in
Wait a
this
minute.
space.
So you have a foundation.
Yes.
And you getting funded by private companies.
Yes.
And I am trying to stress this and take it slow because it has happened to me.
Okay.
You know, I used to work with private companies and the mistake I made was to wear that regalia.
Yes.
And you did the same mistake. And it's a lesson out there.
Yeah,
but then the question is, what happens to our democratic rights?
Yeah, the explanation that I got, it was you need to be neutral.
Which is fair.
Which is fair, yes.
Understandable because, you know,
yeah.
you are feeding everyone.
Exactly.
But then the question is, in fact, finish, I want to overlap after.
Okay. No, the answer that I got, it was fair, but it really hurt me because you choose, okay, I belong here. But because of the path that you chose and you go to when you want to work with communities, you have to, like, belong.
So meaning, according to me, the sponsor is based on which party you, or is it you must just not be anywhere? Meaning
there were no rules like agreement when coming to parties go to belong because that thing happened after 5 years. There's people every month making sure like about 500 families in a week they get 10 kg of rice, 10 kg of what, all those things. So I think it was a matter of the chairperson of that company specifically, like he's from the other party which is like DA. So and they knew all along, like I've never been sponsored by any party.
But did you mention that people are going to suffer once you take this decision? Just because of my mistake as the chairperson of my foundation or the founder?
We even had a meeting in Lapia Hyde Park. We had a meeting and the response was, we've got other people that also can, you're not doing the work alone. So it was more personal. So I was like, okay, it's cool. You know, but I learned my lesson. You could see if you're working in our communities, just be neutral or have T-shirts that represent the foundation. So my njalo, white, black, Indian colored, or EFF, or DA, ANC, you're welcome. Once you become like a face, because it was not even planned. It was not planned. So I was like, no.
Couldn't you even say, I was just acting like Mam Winnie on that day, I'm not really politically affiliated?
There was no room for me to discuss further. It was already been discussed. Good. So I was like, okay, cool. But we're good because sometimes they will call and all that. But yeah, it was a very tough.
So then how do you survive now?
I still have other companies that make sure we give people. But we don't do like giving every week my food parcels. We do it per event. Let's say maybe we're going to Forslow. We received my family they need. Then we make means out of around there to go to King. The date will come and donate. It used to be every day.
Then how do you feed your family? How do you survive? You are doing all this good work for the communities.
Yes.
Do you now have a job? Like, I'm trying to understand, how do you survive?
I have, I'm a director of another company which it's called TKB. It deals with health and safety. And we're getting some jobs, like for trainings, health and safety, everything around that. And then I also do events. And I used to have products. under the foundation that we were selling. One of the women was able to put together. And
What kind of products?
Shower gels, anything to do like lotion, those. And then we also started in Dabayogu, but like sunlight, washing detergents. So those are other things, but they are benefiting like other women who are not employed, who doesn't have any income.
So the product that you make, where do you distribute it?
Okay, how we do it is, Abo Mama Labo, like I guess it's a different way, but I would go give and stuff. They will take, I want to find an Abo Avon kind of, let him stock. It was not profiting the foundation or either me, but it was a way of also helping these people who are giving their time to cook for communities, and making sure that kids are well taken care of in their communities through the help of the foundation. So I can say how I make money or living can be from those, like if we've got trainings and also events and deals, but good deals though. Like for an example, maybe there's something that you need, and I have connections on that. So obviously for my admin fee, there will be a transaction. Yeah.
Oh yes,
Yeah.
it's before people think otherwise, it's consultancy.
Consultancy, people. Consultancy. We have to clarify it.
Yeah, so I had to clean it up. Yeah, it's
kind of a
consultancy
thing,
fees. You
yes.
have to charge.
Yes.
Because people don't understand. They think if you hook somebody up,
it's like thank you.
No, it doesn't work that way.
But that's what people expect.
No, it doesn't work that way.
But not in this day and age.
I mean, it's like when an artist has got a manager. That manager is just, you are already famous, but they hooking you up with that music promoter and making sure that everything goes smooth up to where you want to be.
Yeah.
They still charge for that.
True.
Because it's time that they could have used for other things.
Yeah. So I've been doing more of those in different aspects.
So at the moment, are you still feeding other communities?
Yes, we do, but we do it like per event. But we have every 3 months, we've got campaigns. Like we were busy a back to school drive, and then we received, when I was A5FM, there was a call I received from Eastern Cape. The guy was like, we've got a serious issue, Iskolo, what. So I saw like, this is a bigger project. So we might as well take it as 2025 back to school, because that's what we'll be embarking on. It's not a one-day thing. It's something that we're also working on, to go there and make sure that we renovate the school and stuff like that. And then except that every 3 months we've got campaigns, like the upcoming ones on the 8th. There's a call we got from a Northwest orphanage. It used to be a prison, that place. So we went and checked, and we saw Gutubanida 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we are busy with that, making sure that we become that solution.
So for you, it's Mandela Day every day?
Yeah, Mandela
because
Day.
We do this kind of thing
July
that you're doing only July 18th.
No, it's a lifestyle. That's what we do. Because I've learned the secret of giving. If you give with a good heart, not because of you want to be seen. That is why people, they will ask, when are you profile or what? People will pick up things there and there when I talk, I've learned the secret of giving even silently, because it opens other doors, even not where you've given.
I like what you just said, because the lady that booked you, Eva, said something, hey, I can't find information about, and I said, no, but I want MBT. And she said, I can't Google, I can't find. And I said, but she's supposed to market. I said, certain people just do things from their heart.
Yes.
And which is what you say. Because sometimes when you give, you don't have to go publicize.
Yes.
We're not saying those that are publicizing are wrong, but other people just feel like, you do it.
So I'm one of those who silently gives. And even if maybe, let's say, there's something that we're able to put together to give, can be something that looks huge in the whatever company or the organization or the center. You won't even, I'm in a stage, you would say, no. Because what matters is you are able to bring the solution in the situation, which is, it has opened doors for me. Like
you mentioned something to do with Mam Ramaphosa, and you also spoke about yourself having done nursing and stuff like that, from the medical fraternity.
Okay.
But I interrupted you.
All right. No, Ma'am Ramaphosa, my aunt, veteran.
Is she your aunt?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
So he veteran like Dala. So
one way or the other, one can navigate and find out who you are married to. But continue.
let's not go there. So yeah, so I think because of I was always in the ANC, whatever I was busy on my private, I'm always there. So maybe I became popular in their cycles in such a way. Good, abazi good okay.
But why did you mention her name? What did she help you with?
No, I was explaining Uguti. It's Tombe English 39. That was going viral.
Oh, that's what put you into trouble.
So yes, when they were quoting, but the first lady of the country, Umam Nomvula,
and this other one.
And Yabon. So it shows good yeah, girl. And there was another one, Begang Bob Mam Nomvula Lungisi to be at Tiao. So I couldn't say much. So that was, I think it's me being where she's always at Yabon. There's nothing that we've done together, yeah.
Yeah, but that's good.
Yes.
But unfortunately it got you into trouble.
Yeah, it did.
So if I were to find kids that are struggling and I come to you and say, this is the help I need, obviously you're not going to make a promise.
Yes.
You go out and you go try.
Yes.
What do you say to those companies when you get there? What kind of influence do you have that me and other people don't? Because it's difficult getting people food, trust me.
True, that's true. You know, it's so simple. On other companies, I just Google who's the CO. I love dealing with the heads so that when we do the paperwork, whoever also by trouble in between, then I contact the head. It's been working for me, which is, I find it just like it's grace because it happened. I just meet this person, I go, you know, I'm Banbani, so I am not even, I'm using Amazon to saying for my, like, as we talking now, like, you know, I believe in a borderless, I always say, I believe in a borderless Africa. And so we have a challenge as, okay, my youth, so I will say as young people or as a woman, a young woman, or like I'm training, I want to be the solution of that need, you know. And then I always find favor. And sometimes it will even shock me. I'll just go, yes, the company so. Hey, trial and then I'll go. And I'll come
end
back
up
with
getting
that.
what you want.
Yeah, I'm not even taking any glory. I believe it's God.
But don't you think then it's time you also meet people like your Motsepe Foundations and then apply for extra funds and help more people?
Yeah, I did. Last year, December, he had in July a Sentin convention. He was addressing my NGOs. I was one of the people who was invited there. And I know Gucci 2025 or sponsor Pinjani, so I'm updated. It's one of the things that we're working on.
Yeah, because I feel like that's the only way to grow.
Yeah, it is, because if we're doing it this way, I'll go in a growth in terms of there's projects that needs to be done and they need huge amounts. So partnership financially, it can be a solution to what we are doing as a foundation.
So would you say you've learned your lesson that if you're running a foundation, you must never wear any
please don't.
party regalia?
Yeah, because uzoluza into corner. Angifuna ukuthi ngithi engekho mara like people they couldn't yabona. Yeah.
So no more regalia for you.
Ngiye ngaphuma nokuphuma bewangifake ku committee my comrade ngaresign na ku BC and stuff like that, but they put me back because of there were a lot of.
So you had to resign from a political branch because wow. Yeah.
Nakhona I'm not into politics. You know, I'm a party's way too. When they see in the area ukuthi you are influential, it's easy for Gucci Begelano, Gucci Bag whatever my positions and stuff. So it was not about me, Ms. Kate. And it was a serious drama na kono Gucci. Oh, Puma, figala, but it was for me. It was not.
But shouldn't politics be about the community though?
It must be
because
about,
for me,
yes.
I hear people talk about this history and all these things, but isn't politics about the community?
That's how it should be. But it has become other way around. Yeah, so laba bayenza ngepassion, that's when ke bazokuschema ukuthi asiyenze comrade yabona. So I resigned, bangifaka futhi, though I'm not like really, because I really learned good. Though I'm still helping my comrades on other things. But yeah, I've learned my lesson, which let me keep my lane and yeah.
So your role as a philanthropist has made you lose some of the funders, sponsors?
Yes.
Has made you resign from a political party?
Yes.
Has made you not to wear any party regalia? And how has that affected you emotionally? Because things like this can affect you for a very long time, and they can affect the family as well.
Yeah. Emotionally, I can say if maybe when I'm a gathering lab where ANC Women's League, I would go, but I don't wear. I would just go maybe in the black or green. But yeah, so it's better for me because you don't know lapho bani.
But when I'm sitting here, I'm hearing black, I'm hearing green, I'm saying, oh, full stop, MK.
Ungayiqedelela or ungayiyeka lapho when we
I thought you would say, no,
Yeah.
Women's League.
Women's League, yeah. I'm talking about the ruling party.
Yes, okay.
Yeah.
So any other things that you want to say about the foundation? Because I feel like I always make you deviate by
Yeah.
going to other
Ulokungibuza
directions. Yes, because I need to know how many orphanages do you feed, and
Okay.
you know,
All right.
how does it help them?
Okay. We've got quite a number of orphanages that we've helped, even building libraries and organizing our toys. And then the other thing that I didn't mention, we've got also a preparatory school. I've been a director on other private schools. So some deals didn't go very well, then I pulled out. So I decided, okay, let me establish an institution starting from the little ones, specifically making sure that they know things that are relevant. Because when you check the curriculum, yala eMzansi, like it doesn't make abantwana ukuthi makayikhaya practice. I always say that, even go Department of Education, but yeah, that's how it is. So what we do is in a crash.
So you started your own crèche?
Yes.
Okay,
and we
cool.
have the other ones that we've been helping all the years. So which is also another way of adding the income.
What do they
and
call them?
things.
ECDs, ne?
Yes.
Okay.
Early childhood development. So we do have one in Lawe Hyde Park. So the focus mainly in that area, because I cannot say they are not.
So you started an ECD in Hyde Park?
Yes, Black Gore side.
Wow.
Yes, I stay that side. So I saw a need, Yoguti. We always consider, like when not in Lulap, we are able to go to Kuro, but we've got a helper, ehlala cottage. Maga nomntwana hlala nomntwana akhe umntwana khona akuna ukuthi uzosuka Alex.
Oh, yes.
So I saw that gap and I was like, okay, even those ones basebenza my shop that are not really earning much because of in the area I'm the lowest with 2,000 a month. And which
Helping
full day.
2,000 people per month?
No, I'm saying like a child pays like 2,000 rand,
Okay,
which is
okay.
in my area. For half day, you pay like 4.5 or 3.5. Like mom letting or 8 or 2. You end up paying close to 5,000 in a month. So I saw a need of accommodating abantu labo. They are not being considered and they make a major.
But government does meet some of these ECDs halfway.
Yes,
I know
yes.
NLC, I know DSD.
Yes.
You know.
So what
But have you applied to those as well?
I did. They even came and checked. So we have to get a proper huge space because the other challenge that I have, it's a wide area and so there's things that you need to follow in terms of Bafilibuti. The space is not, it was a residential, though it's zoned as a business. So we also working on that, making sure that we get a proper school. That will also include a primary, since we once had a primary, high school, even a boarding school. So yeah.
Wow, interesting stuff, eh? Because, you know, we sit here, we live our lives, we get up in the morning, we go to work, and everything seems normal for us. But we forget that there are other needy people. I mean, like now you just mentioned a maid having a child.
Yeah.
Where do you take the child to? And that's where you come in.
Yes.
And I feel like institutions like yours need to be funded.
Oh yes, Pinde futhi mfowethu, they need to be.
They need to be funded, you know, because
Yeah.
I'm thinking, it's okay, it's
Yeah.
the 2,000 per month, but how
that's
many
cool.
kids do you have? Do you call them students, by the way, at that age? What do you call them?
They fall under students, but we call them kids.
And which grade is that?
We start from 6 months to grade It's what? I'm a 0. I'm a R grade. R, like, umntwana 5 years. Then from there, uqala school after that.
But how many kids do you need to have for you to survive?
Hey, for me to be good, hey, I can even have 50 because of where I was. There was a house, the full house that I rented before I moved to the other side. So when the price that they're giving, it is now too much. It's like managing patalangazing, like 2.25,000 something. So I decided, okay, let me just work this out, find the spaces. So what we are having now, it's not really enough, right? But it's really making a huge impact because our kids, they can start reading alphabets and stuff at an early age. Because by God's grace, we also have, remember, we've got graduates. So under the foundation, we also have graduates that are from like vets, you name them, all these institutions. But anyone who studied from N6 upwards. So they also play a major role in terms of our expenses, our much.
What do they do, those ones? They come and teach the kids?
Yes, we've got the one who studied like ECD or teaching at a preparatory level. We've got those in-house.
So do you pay them or do they get sponsored?
They get paid by the National Skill Fund. So that's how I benefit in terms of, yeah. So the number, if we were to work on what we are receiving and the teachers that we have, it was not going to balance.
Yes.
Yeah, so... Yeah.
Hence I said the 2,000 might not be enough. Somebody somewhere has to meet you.
And especially being limited, which you cannot, this space you cannot take more than a certain number. But it's just for now. So even from the number that we had from previous years, we had to reduce it to until the space that we're working on is proper.
And don't you feel a challenge from competitors? Because I feel like that space has got a lot of people now lately. And, the barriers to entry might be easy for anybody to just go in. So
like have an ACD?
Yeah.
Ngifike lapho bakhona ngithi bababhatala ama 5,000 per month.
Okay.
So when you come and then you are like almost
lower.
Uyabona. So
but what if you are lower and then the next thing awunikeza abantwana ukudla oku-right?
We've got Woolworths on board.
Okay.
Yes.
As
So,
one of the
yes,
sponsors and funders.
So our meals are proper. Even some parents were like, we are putting pressure on them because when the kids, when they go back home, they want what
Oh,
they
yes.
eat.
So it might be good
Yes.
for you, but
Yeah,
it
so
creates a problem for
exactly.
pressure.
Yeah, so the meals are proper.
Okay. So if they pull out?
Bona. Remember I told you I'm not only doing one thing, just I cannot go into details on other things.
Yes.
Yeah. But yeah.
Even though I would love to know, but
yeah, it's,
one day you'll tell us about those things.
I will.
Ziningi ezifake imali ku-ECD nazo.
Hayi ku-ECD phela generally life in general. Yeah.
Yeah, but
because my economy yamanje you need enough to survive, or also even people, if you are somebody who's also taking care of other people, we need.
So the music career is gone?
It's not gone, yes. So logo bamele sizoyenza music video. Maybe sizameni yabo music video.
Yeah.
It's not gone. It's just that most of the time where
these guys that are shooting here, they do music videos. Yeah.
So it's not gone. It's a matter of the priorities. And also, like I mentioned, I got married and I separated food, but now it's been 4 years. So I had to try to balance because I stay with my kids and I cannot be saying Cape Town, saying Gopi. I had to start being nibe corner and lean. You understand? So that also shifted on the music side. I wouldn't take the last gig that I took. The time until I meet rent China, Asian what.
So you can even sing because you know how difficult that is. Yeah, because
I had to give it up for Professor the MC because I forgot the words.
Yeah.
But people were happy because I did it well from the start until you figure the Afrikaans part. Stage, and he laughed because he knew, like, did you forget?
Yeah.
But it was not.
But do you remember the words now?
No,
I mean, I know there's blow, fun,
yes. And when we are
deep there, fun, yes.
And then
You are a singer. You're supposed to know these
Angithi
things.
ngiyasho ukuthi leya la uyazi ubhuti wami uyangihlaza bafana.
And let the call, what?
Yazi kune-freedom iSouth Africa walenza mina ngilezi ukuthi the
You
last
know, me, I
one.
always wait for that part of the vuvuzela.
Okay, yeah, but at least when you know it.
No, I know it. You know, I had one of my artists, it was tough. I remember they
Learning it.
invited Chomi to come sing the national anthem.
Uh-oh.
And I refused. She said, I can do it. And I said, but I don't think it's going to be easy. So we had to rehearse it. And we ended up having to do a campaign.
Oh, lovely.
Yes, we had to do the campaign for it was what? Fly the flag, sing the song.
Oh, nice.
So it was during 2010. Okay. And we had to learn the national anthem.
Wayibamba.
Yeah,
That's good.
You noticed even when Bafana players are singing it. Omunye yale, omunye yale.
Akunabangayazi kahle.
Yeah. Yeah.
Cool.
No, then I think it was nice chilling with you. Yeah. I feel like there's more to ask you, but I'm scared because it's personal stuff. And here we are talking about your philanthropy role. One day, when those things come out, we'll bring them back here.
Yeah, we will.
Is that we're not
right.
sure about those things? I'm kidding. We don't do such stuff.
I know.
You know. To all the viewers at home, it was great having Tembiti in the house, and we've learned a lot about philanthropy, that you never give up regardless of what happens to you. We know that she lost some of the funders, but she never gave up. And for me, that's the moral of the story for this interview, that if you are intending to help people, never stop helping people. And before we say goodbye, we want her to do a song. Let's put our hands together for her.
Okay, the song says, we can change the world and make it a better place. It starts with me and you for it too. We can change the world and make it a better place. It starts.
So we can change the world and make it a better place.
Yes.
That was Tembiti in the house, Lifestyle League in the heat.
Thank you.